Hello, everyone. I just wanted to do a little bit of a brief recap of how we're going to do the rest of the semester now that we're moving to remote learning as opposed to face-to-face. This is difficult. This is different for me. I recognize it's probably different for all of you as well. So I ask that you be patient with me, and I'll be sure to be patient with you as well. I know that when we went to Lyon College to take classes, small class sizes, work one-on-one with professors, and this switches that. So moving forward, I want y'all to be patient, stay calm, try to still take advantage of the resources that you have using the Mac, using office hours. I'm going to be hosting virtual office hours, and be thinking about how you would normally, say, ask questions during class or before or after. Still continue to do those things. I'm accessible via email. I'm also going to do some virtual office hours on Thursdays each week from 1 to 4. That's something that if we wanted to do kind of a remote face-to-face, we could do FaceTime or Google Hangout, or if you're okay just to do email, whatever works best for you. So I want to wish everyone the best. Hope you all are staying safe. And I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about how we're moving forward with the rest of the semester. First of all, the last section in Intro to Visual Arts is art history. So using the book, with my ratty copy here, this section is the golden section highlighted. It's a little bit more in-depth and detail-oriented than the other two sections. So as you can see from my textbook, I heavily highlight it, take notes in the margins, write directly over the images as a way of dedicating it to memory. So I encourage all of you, for each of these lectures, I'm going to record them, put them online. I encourage you to watch them. You can pause at any point, make sure you're taking thorough notes, but also read the chapter, highlight things, vocabulary that's unfamiliar to you, and to really stress the importance of remembering key words and facts from each of these images that we look at for art history. We're going to move through this chronologically. We start with the ancient world, working through Paleolithic, Egyptian art, to Greek art. Each one of these lectures will be about 45 minutes long. And directly afterwards, I have a quiz for you to take for each of these lectures. So that will work as our attendance. I decided to do this in a way that's asynchronous. I took that quiz to heart. I sent out a survey to y'all, and the majority of you said that you'd prefer to do the remote learning where it is videos that you can watch at any time, as opposed to doing it synchronous where you have to tune in at a specific time. So I took that to heart. These lectures will be all on Schoology. There'll be 3 for each week, splitting the chapters into different sections. And so make sure you watch the lecture, take really thorough notes on it to be able to complete the quiz afterwards. So that's my recommendation there. As I mentioned, the art history is a little bit more detailed or in depth. To take it in sections if you need to slow it down. One thing that is a plus about moving to remote learning here is that this will really benefit the students that learn at their own pace. And if you want to move ahead, you can move ahead. If you want to work slowly and keep going over the material, that's your option as well too. So that's at least one benefit if we're looking for a silver lining as we move to remote learning as opposed to face-to-face. Be considering that, again, how you learn and the best approach for your learning. The quizzes will take the place. What I decided to do is combine the final test and the final exam together. So we'll only have one now. So what we'll do is we'll take the quizzes, and that will be one, since that's new, something that we didn't build into the syllabus, that will take all of those quizzes cumulatively will take the place of the final test, and instead we'll do a final exam, if that makes sense. And I'm also moving back the next paper. The next paper is a movie review. So the movie review, instead of being due April 3rd, is now going to be April 10th. You're welcome. I thought that as we're moving this transition to online remote learning, that it might be challenging to get this first paper done, as we're also getting acclimated to the technology and switching from face-to-face to watching videos, taking quizzes. And I know my class is not your only class, so there's a learning curve as you get adjusted to your other classes as well. So good luck there. But the next paper that you will write is the movie review. There's a lot of really good film options on there, and make sure that it's one that you really enjoy. You might want to watch the trailers first so that you pick one that's engaging and interesting to you. And remember, this review is something that I want you to watch the film and engage with the artwork that's actually shown in the film. It isn't necessarily a typical movie review. It's more of a self-reflection on course concepts, what you've learned this semester, and what's your perspective on the artworks that are presented. So I would pick a couple of artworks. Don't necessarily feel like you got to tell the whole life story of the artist or their biography. Instead, choose to tell a little bit conceptually how they work and describe visually some of the works that you responded to. The other thing that I want to talk about is the hands-on. All of the hands-on projects that we've done so far, like the Kill a Sharpie and the start of the print and the start of the painting, you're going to upload those to a media album, and they will all be on Schoology under the hands-on projects folder. So when you go to there, what you're going to do is you're going to upload your finished image and take a really good photograph of it. So use your camera. And a good way to document artwork is actually to take it outside at prime daylight time, so like around 1 or 2 o'clock, when it's really sunny out, not today when it's rainy, and take the photograph on your phone, or if you have a digital camera, and then upload it as a JPEG to the media album. That way we can all see what everyone's done and comment on it, like a critique. Normally in class, what we would have done when we finished all these projects is show them off and see what you've done. So I'd like to still be able to share that, and it's a valuable part to see how everyone finished their work. So some of these might be in progress for you, and I can't expect you to have a press at home or have paint at home. So if you would like to finish the painting and you weren't done, and if you have access to paint, or if you have a place to be able to buy paint, if you want to finish that, that will be extra credit, but I won't require it. So wherever you left off, and it wasn't even due yet, so wherever you left off, if you upload that to where it was at that point, I'll give you consideration for extra credit as well for that. And then the last project, the photo project, is going to switch from being a collage to a photo scavenger hunt. So something that's a little bit more realistic to do with just a phone, and we'll upload those to a media album as well. So be looking for the instructions on that as well. I mentioned the test. I think that since we're doing a different approach to learning, it would be difficult to expect to do a third test and also a final exam. So I'm eliminating the final test and just making an exam that's going to cover this last section. And as usual, I'll put a study guide covering these chapters in art history when we get to that point, so that you can study up, and probably put a Quizlet or a Kahoot on there to help as well. And just a reminder, office hours every Thursday, 1 to 4. Hit me up if you want to chat about class things, if you want to see how you're doing on any of the hands-on projects, if you want feedback, if you have questions about the lectures, feel free to hit me up during that time. So I hope everyone is staying well. Goodbye.